Till Death Do Us Part was only the beginning for this killer couple. Today we're taking a look at NECA Toys Bride of Chucky Ultimate Chucky and Tiffany. Welcome back. Now before we take a look at Chucky and Tiffany and their packaging, my question for you today is, what's your favorite horror franchise? For me, as much as I love Michael Myers and Freddy and Chucky here, I have to go with Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees. Just so much fun, but I do love the rest. But what's your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. So taking a look at the packaging, we have the poster art here. This flap does open up. We get a nice picture of the figures there, as well as a good look at the figures themselves and their accessories. Going around to the back, more pictures of the figures, plus a little synopsis for the film there. So let's get them out of their packaging and see how they look. With Chucky and Tiffany out of the packaging, we'll go ahead and measure them up. They both stand about 4¼ inches, or just under 11 centimeters. We'll bring in some other NECA horror figures I've reviewed recently. For scale, there's Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy, Friday the 13th Part 7 Jason, and Halloween 2018 Michael Myers. So you can see how they scale together. Pretty good. Size looks accurate to me, and I think it makes for a great group shot. We'll start by taking a look at Chucky here. Quite a big redesign for Chucky for the film. Heavily scarred from the events of Child's Play Part 3. You can see he's got all these scars in his skin here. NECA's done a great job of getting the metal skull underneath the skin. You can see quite a bit of depth there. Nicely detailed on that. Scars go all around his head. The hair has a really great dry brushing effect on it with kind of a blonde in it to really bring out the red highlights. It's very well painted. I like the gore around the eye there, kind of a mix of plastic and real human flesh. You see the hair stapled on. As we move down, the Good Guys doll costume has seen better days. It's kind of a rubber, but it sits very tight to the body there. It's not really loose. Hand does have a scar there too. His feet do have peg holes, but doesn't come with a stand or anything like that. At the back, a few more scars. There he is. Really nice looking Chucky. I'm not sure if I prefer this look to his normal Child's Play 1, 2, and 3 look, but it is a very cool one. Moving on to Tiffany here, the star of the show, I think. A real great addition to the Child's Play franchise. Certainly one of my favorite characters. You see NECA has done a really good job of capturing that kind of sweet but evil expression. She's up to some mischief. Great paint job on her hair here, showing the roots and everything. As we go down, you can see the Tiffany tattoo on her chest there, along with the Tiffany necklace. A little bit hard to see. It is pretty tiny. Her leather jacket is done in kind of a rubber here and is removable, which you'll see in just a second. We have an actual cloth skirt here. Her fingernails done in the black polish. She does have her black pantyhose and her big boots. So a really great pair of figures. Both are very memorable characters and would make great additions to any horror shelf. Turning to accessories, Chucky does come with 2 alternate heads. You have this more angry looking head with the hair a little bit closer to his face there, and this crazy laughing head. Both look really nice. I'm not sure which one I'll use to display on the figure, but great options for different expressions in that. Tiffany also comes with 2 alternate heads. We have the very angry looking face and the bride head. The bride head does have a gauze on it, which is nice. This is kind of her look before she was possessed by Tiffany. And you can turn Tiffany into the bride. If we first pop off her head, and then both arms, we can take her jacket off. And taking these two included bride arms, you just pop it onto the body here. And her hand fell off. And then pop on the bride head. And you have the bride version of Tiffany. And it doesn't quite work for me. For one thing, she has the Tiffany tattoo here, which the bride wouldn't have. Also, you have the black nail polish. There are no clean Tiffany hands for her. And unfortunately, this black on her dress here comes from the leather jacket. Now, I probably could maybe scrape some of that off or repaint it, but this is not a look that I'm going to be displaying. So I'm not too worried about it, but it is a little bit unfortunate. I don't think most people are going to display her as the bride, so it's not a huge deal. Looking at the rest of the accessories, you do get an array of hands here. In addition to the two relaxed hands on both figures, you get a left and right tight gripping hand for Chucky, as well as a more looser right gripping hand for him. Same thing with Tiffany, the black nail polish and the looser gripping right hand. You also get a variety of weapons, two handguns. This one, not the best looking one, little plastic for my taste, but not bad. The silver one looks a lot better. You see the clip sticking out the bottom there? It doesn't come out or anything, just plastic. That one looks good. You get the butcher's knife. And a little steak knife here. Nice looking. You get an axe here. The handle looks a little cheap to me, but I assume that's the way it is in the film. I prefer a wooden axe handle, but it is what it is. Two shovels, both with different designs. Ready to dig up some corpses. Get the bottle of champagne, so Chucky and Tiffany can celebrate after their night of mayhem. The amulet of Damballa, so you can place your soul into whatever toys you want. That's really cool. You could probably take a Wormtongue figure from the Lord of the Rings line and make a Charles Lee Ray using this. And last but not least, we have this jar. Even the camera doesn't want to focus on it. And this turkey baster, and this is, well, this is the seed of Chucky, shall we say, and this is used to distribute the seed of Chucky. Yeah, that's interesting. Probably the weirdest accessory I'll look at ever on this channel. I hope so. So a really nice array of extras for Chucky and Tiffany. Looking at articulation, Chucky's head is on a ball joint. He's a decent range of movement. Looking up, he can look down pretty well, and he can, of course, rotate 360 degrees. The arm spreads out like that. It does rotate all the way around, and you have a single bend elbow there. There's also rotation at the elbow. The hand is on a ball joint too. No ab crunch or anything on Chucky because of his overalls there. The legs spread like that. They don't kick back too much. Or did they kick forward too much? You get a pretty good bend in the knee there. And the foot goes from side to side. Does rock, but not much in the way of up and down, just a very slight amount. Tiffany's articulation is very similar to Chucky's, but there are some differences. Her head doesn't look up much at all because the hair hits her back here, but she is able to look down a decent amount. You do get a little bit of side to side, but again, the hair gets in the way. Her arm goes up like that. She has a single bend elbow. Her hand is on a ball joint. She does rotate at the hips here. The knee, like Chucky, the dress not getting in the way because it's fabric. She does have good up and down on her ankle, and side to side, and great back and forth. Oh, and her elbow also rotates like Chucky. So both are a little bit limited, but given the way the characters are in the film, that's kind of to be expected. You should be able to get them in quite a few different poses, although sitting poses and things like that might be a little bit more difficult. So a nice array of accessories for Chucky and Tiffany, and overall I think that it's a really great set of figures. It is a shame that the bride conversion pieces are not quite as well done as they could be, but as Tiffany, which is how I think most people will display her, she's a fantastic figure. The only other thing I would have liked to see included is the Glenn or Glenda fetus that we see at the end of the film, but we do get a lot, so I can't complain about that. I have looked at many other NECA horror figures, and I have more to come, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see those. But for now, I want to thank you for watching. Bye.